Man, it is going to be ugly. They're about to find out what happens to ratings when they lose the golden ticket.
The WNBA was rocked by the news of Caitlin Clark's injury. It's clear that fans are upset, especially those who paid a lot of money and now can't watch her play. But for the old guard, it's their worst nightmare because even a few weeks without Caitlin will reveal everything they've been trying to hide. In fact, it is already. The economic fallout has been brutal, and a new report has been released that shows how important she is to the league's success. Her estimated value to the league is absolutely astounding. You can see the figures. Before we get started, please like this video to wish Caitlin a speedy recovery and subscribe for more Fever updates. We are about to witness the biggest serving of humble pie in sports history. As for Caitlin, there are not one but two positive aspects of her injury that will position her for even greater success when she returns.
Oh wow, this is not good. This is not good at all.
Let's start by immediately discussing the injury itself. Caitlin has a left quad strain that is expected to keep her out of commission for at least 2 weeks. This is partly because of how shockingly she has performed despite all of the abuse she endures on the court. Durable up until her injury, she had participated in 185 straight regular season and playoff games, 139 with the Hawkeyes and 46 with the Fever. This is new territory, and while injuries do happen in sports, fans will be worried when the league's star player misses a significant amount of time for the first time ever. The big question at hand is how serious this is, as the 2+ week timeline indicates that it's a grade 1 strain, which would be the best case scenario for a speedy and complete recovery. But in any case, she's probably going to miss at least 4 games. 2 against Caitlin's health is obviously the top priority, but if you're a Fever fan and want to know how this will affect the team, here's your dose of optimism. The Mystics, 1 against the Sun and 1 against the Sky. As for the Sky game, it will be fascinating to see how many people turn up at the 20,000-seat United Center now that Caitlin won't be playing. We're already seeing the fallout, and I'll touch on that in a moment.
Do see these games against the Sun and against the Mystics and against the Sky as winnable games.
Indiana can still win these next 4 games. The Fever season is probably not going to be derailed by this stretch. In fact, it appears like they are making a well-considered choice. Caitlin is being rested here early in the season before the schedule really picks up speed. Rather than pushing through and making things worse during a relatively low-stakes period, they are choosing to protect her now while the danger is manageable. They also did the same thing with Sophie Cunningham.
Put me sit on the sideline and talk. That's about all. I'm ready to play. She's out over there and just, I'm going crazy. Yes, she's going crazy. She makes every 24 hours. She seems to make great progress. So we'll just, it's a long season. So we want to make sure that we're making the best long-term decision.
The season is still young, and their emphasis is long-term health over short-term optics. So even though Sophie Cunningham was dancing in the background and appeared to be doing well, the Fever kept her out. Now that they know that the Fever are broad-minded individuals, it's a difficult pill to swallow, but I believe they rest her for more than 4 games. She will likely miss at least 3 weeks. This is their top player, and they have a veteran supporting cast this year who can step up.
Her bet for her to win MVP died. Yeah, being out. The mad thing is being out for 2 weeks basically means you can't win MVP in the WNBA. Like that is one of the shocking ones.
Although it is upsetting, Caitlin has stated repeatedly that she only cares about winning. Thus, missing 4 to 6 games will severely hamper her chances of earning MVP this season, even though many had expected that she would be among the favorites. Regarding the long-term outlook, this doesn't seem to be a major long-term injury, and to supporters, it's a sacrifice she will feel comfortable making in order to perform at her best when it counts.
This is nowhere near the level of an ACL injury, so she can come back and still be like the explosive playmaker, the explosive 3-point shooter, the explosive player that she is.
It's possible that Caitlin, being a competitor, was playing through the quad pain until it finally reached the point where she needed to take time off, even though we're being told that this isn't the same injury that hindered her during training camp. If she was performing well on a bummed leg, just picture her at full health. This is the first bright spot. This is not a doomsday scenario for Caitlin. Rather, it's a speed bump. To see the bright side, we must consider the wider effects of her injury and the reasons the WNBA is in panic mode. She's probably going to recover better, as evidenced by the fact that she's already shooting threes in practice.
I'm just going to say I feel terrible for those fans that spent so much money, either home or away, to go see Caitlin Clark, because for those fans, this freaking sucks.
For the first time, the WNBA will experience life without Caitlin Clark, and it won't be pleasant. To begin, she will most likely miss the game on June 7th against to accommodate the demand for Fever games. The Sky, and if you recall, that game was moved from Winrust Arena to the United Center, which is literally twice as large. However, let's be honest, this move wasn't about Indiana. Rather, it was about Caitlin.
I wonder how many fans are not going to show up. I reckon maybe 4,000 or 5,000 will show up. I reckon it'll be 2/3 full.
Fans are already selling their tickets within hours of the announcement that Caitlin Clark would no longer be performing. Thus, the major question is whether or not they will turn up.
And I genuinely think we could be looking at not half full. Because it's not going to be half full. We could be looking at 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 spare seats. I wonder what price tickets are now.
Indiana Fever ticket prices to games over the next 2 weeks have dropped 42%. An average ticket price of $137, all the way down to $80. When it comes to the Chicago Sky game, that is the marquee matchup in the WNBA, and those tickets are crashing just as well. From $86 48 hours ago to $25.
However, TV viewership is what everyone will be keeping a careful eye on. 2.7 million people watched the inaugural Fever Sky game, which is a huge amount for the WNBA Fever. Without Caitlin, the league's most watched games could drastically decline, and Caitlin Clark supporters are already making their predictions. Sky matchups have continuously been among the most watched games in the league.
Viewership down by 85%. See you guys in 2 weeks. Well, the WNBA viewership will be down for 2 weeks. Man, it is going to be ugly.
It's not unusual for WNBA games without Caitlin to attract only 1/3 of the league's audience, let alone some of its top players and seasoned players are going to receive a harsh reality check because supporters will vote with their money, their eyes, and their remote controls. If you don't think that, just take a look at what was revealed just before the injury news broke. They have acted quite haughtily as though they are the cause of all the growth.
Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA we knew was going to be big. We now have an idea of how big.